Hello there, welcome to this JavaScript comments video. In this video, I will explain what JavaScript comments does and also provide example of the two types of JavaScript comments. So what is JavaScript comments, or what are JavaScript comments? Well, JavaScript comments are used to explain parts of a code, of a JavaScript code. So it's a good practice to have comments in your code, because this will help you down the road later when you're not sure what parts of the code does. But when there are comments in the code, it will guide you or remind you as to what those block or parts of the code does. It also is a good practice because you may have in future, others may want to look at the code you've written, and if there are comments on them, it will help them understand the code better. JavaScript comments can also use as a kind of testing or troubleshooting tool. So if you want to test certain parts of the code and you don't want certain parts to execute or run, you can use comments to block out those parts of the code and test the other parts. So those are some of the ways you can use JavaScript comments. And there are two main types of JavaScript comments. You've got the single line comments, where it appears just on the single line of the code, and then you've got multiple line comment, which will comment out a block of code. So I'm just going to show you a couple of examples, one of the single line comment and one of the multiple line comments. All right, this is the simple web page I created in the previous videos that I've been working with. So I'm going to use the code, the HTML code on this web page to illustrate how JavaScript comments work. All right, I'll start with a single line comment. If single line comments are placed on the right side of the code, then it will comment out all the code, all parts of the code, and that part will not be displayed when the browser loads. So I'll start with a single line comment, and it's done using 2 slashes. That's all you need, 2 slashes, and it's commented out all this line of code. So if I save that and run this page, you will only get this part of the JavaScript statement displayed. So let's do that. We'll run, launch in Chrome. There you go. So it's loaded the page content and then this part of the JavaScript, which is the second part of the code. All right. So let's exit that. All right, so ignore that and display that. So what if I want both code excluded? I don't want any JavaScript to load on this page at all. So I'll do that using a multiple line comment. And you do that with a slash, an asterisk, and then asterisk, and then a slash. Okay, I'll just move. All right, so anything in between the asterisks will not be displayed by the browser. So both codes have been commented out, so the browser will display no JavaScript on this page. So both JavaScript statements on this page will be ignored by the browser because of this multiple line comment. So if I save that and run that in Chrome, there should be no JavaScript. You see that? It's just loaded the page content without any JavaScript at all. So this is how you would write a multiple line comment. You can also place single line comments on the right hand side of the code. So if single line comments are placed on the right hand side, the code will still run, but the comment itself will not be displayed. So let's put a single line comment here, double slash, and I'll just explain what that part of the code does. All right, so I've explained this part of the code by saying this will show an alert box. So I'll comment out this one so that we can see the effect more on the first one. So the first part will display because the comment is on the right. Second part will not because the comment is on the left. So I'll click run, launch in Chrome. There you go. So that's the first part, show me the money, and that's the content. Okay, so this part displayed and this part didn't. So if the script, the single line comment is on the left, the code will not execute. If it's on the right, the code will display. So this is an example of multiple and single line comments. In this video, I've explained what JavaScript comment does and the benefits of using JavaScript comments. I showed an example of a single line comment and a multiple line comment. Also showed the effect of placing a single line comment on the right hand side of the JavaScript code. When this is done, it will give a description of the code and the code will still run. I hope the video has been useful. You can practice inserting comments inside an HTML code. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.